Have you been looking for the best farm for web fibers in Grounded? Well, in this video you will find out how to get a lot of web fibers in a short time. So basically web fibers are used in many recipes, and also they're very useful in building some zip lines to zip around the map. Just counting the zip lines alone, a couple of zip lines will cost you about 100 web fibers or even more. Well, technically the zip lines are made of silk ropes, but you know what I mean exactly. For this kind of web fiber farming, you do not need anything specific. No equipment required, no building required. You just have to show up in one place on the map. And the spot that I'm talking about is on the east side of the map, right where the pond ends, and smack down in the middle of a huge orb weaver spawn. Let me show you why this particular spot is special. It's located in between these logs and this huge boulder. To get the collection process going, you will have to attract an orb weaver, and for that I do recommend a bow, but you can actually use anything, like walk up to him or use a melee weapon to aggro him. And yeah, don't make this mistake. Don't let the bombardier beetles hang out here. Just the first thing that you should do when you get here is kill all the bombardier beetles. Leave the orb weavers alive, yes, but kill all the beetles. Okay, so basically how does this work? Well, the orb weaver can't really get here unless you get too close and it jumps to the spot. But if you keep your distance and hang out back here, it will basically try to shoot you with a web. And that's when it's gonna spawn more webs that you can collect. Just make sure that it hits the surfaces around you and not you directly. That way it's gonna spawn webs and not trap you. You can also make the orb weaver go away at any time for you to collect some webs. Just basically stay away from its line of sight and it will eventually ignore you. Now you just have to attract another orb weaver and repeat the process. You can attract as many orb weavers as you wish. It does not break the farm. Sometimes I manage to attract 2 or 4 orb weavers, and at that rate I get like 100 web fibers straight away. Sometimes an indirect hit will entangle you in the web, but it's no biggie. You can get yourself out. And as you can also see here, sometimes it hits surfaces that do not generate webs. Well, you know, stuff happens. And there's another thing that happens. The AI sometimes just stares at you for no reason. And to get it to stop being locked in a stare down, you just have to leave its line of sight for a second, and that way it will attempt to shoot you once more. And if you watch the video until this point, you basically know everything there is to expect about this method of obtaining web fibers. If you found this video helpful in any way, you should consider subscribing and hitting that bell icon so you get notified about my future uploads. Now here's a proof of concept. I'm leaving you with a short sped up video of me collecting a bunch of web fibers. This is Avantech signing off, and I'll see you somewhere in the backyard.